Hello, everyone. I am Scott Nell, and I am here with my co-host,
Stephen McGee.
Stephen McGee, and we're
We're in your home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind. Let's do it.
We're on.
we're on.
Recording.
Welcome back to Soul of a Gamer.
Soul of a Gamer.
My name is Scott Nell.
And I'm Stephen McGee.
This next part is you, buddy.
I do remember. Yeah. So my name is Stephen McGee. We spend a week playing a game while sometimes adding a unique challenge. We share experiences with all of you guys who listen.
We forget to do our intros because, we just are dumb. So, some of us are just really stupid.
I was just going to edit that out.
Oh, okay. No, that's staying. That is staying in. That is definitely staying in. We hope you enjoyed last week's episode on Halo Combat Evolved. That was a lot of fun for us. Really nostalgic game going back. If you didn't listen to it, really take a listen. It was a lot of fun for us. It'll be a lot of fun for you. We go into a Mountain Dew rant.
Yes, we do.
Talk about gaming steroids. It was a lot of fun.
And penis impotency.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
talk a lot about Marines dead in shutter holes that don't make sense.
Yeah. So if you do enjoy our thoughts and reviews on all these games and just our show in general, just please go out on any platform you're on and give us a like or review. Give us any comments or feedback, even if it's bad. If you want to make fun of me for being bald or him for being stupid,
Or you can give us 5 out of 5 for just him being bald. 5 out of 5. I love your
maybe
bald
you
head.
like my baldness.
Yeah, his bald head is actually
maybe
pretty.
You compliment it.
It's soft. Oh God, it's not soft.
Not right now.
No,
I need to shave it again.
never soft. Okay, never touch the head again. And this is a really huge help when you guys go on and leave reviews. It only takes 30 seconds. It's a algorithm that we're not going to even try to get to understand. We don't care. We just we want to be heard, and we want to make you guys laugh and have some fun with us. So just go and give us a review. Again,
And
30
honestly,
seconds.
This is just really fun for us as well. And yes, thank you for all of you guys who have been watching and who have been reviewing us and giving us any likes or dislikes or whatever you want to give us.
Yeah. And so this week's game, I'm going to guess that a lot of you haven't heard of it. It's not a very famous game. It's not.
No,
it's not huge.
It's not.
But it was, in my opinion, it honestly is just as good as Oblivion was. I think combat-wise. Story-wise, maybe not. But combat-wise, I thought it was a little bit better than Oblivion.
I've never played Oblivion, to be honest, so I can't compare it to Oblivion, which this game claims to be the Oblivion killer,
Yeah.
which most reviews you look at online say Oblivion's 10 times better than this game.
Yeah. So this game this week was Two Worlds. Two
Yes.
Worlds. And to start this out, I'm going to give Steven this little game thing here. I'm going to have him read from the back of it exactly what they think they are.
Yes, so this is quotes from... There's 2 different quotes from MMORPG.
Which is, something they created probably.
Yes. The new 10 standard to measure all other RPGs against.
That's not true.
This game is 100% next generation RPG.
That's not true.
All right, from PC Gamer, a big and long overdue leap in RPGs.
So, wow, there's a lot of false things that he wrote in here.
And then Hardcore Gamer says it's Oblivion on steroids.
Oh. Well, I do actually agree with that one. There's a lot in there that's crazy. Oblivion, I think, has a level cap. I'm pretty sure they have a level cap.
I think there was a level cap.
This game does not have a level cap. You just keep going until you die, in real life.
Also, I just thought it'd be a good idea. I'm going to read the...
Well, hold on. I just want you some selling points.
Oh, yes.
There's 6 different mounts. There's 6, okay? And by the way, they're all fucking horses.
Yes.
All of them are horses. There's one mount with 6 variations of that mount.
Yeah, it's just different colors.
Yeah.
It doesn't even change.
Well, one of them's undead.
Oh, yeah, one.
One of them is undead. So I'll count two mounts. 2 different mounts, but all of them are fucking horses. There's seamless transitions from indoor to outdoor environments, and truly, actually, there is. So a lot of what they do in this game is open world concept. There's how do you want to put this? The doors that you go through, only a few of them go into a different instance. Only a few loading screens come up. most of the doors are in the real world, which is pretty cool. I really like that concept of the game.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of RPG games like Skyrim and even a lot of those when you open a door like to a town or to a next
You're in a
settlement,
loading screen.
You're gonna load into
Yeah.
that next
Yeah,
spot.
Dragon Age was like that. Anytime you opened a door, you were going into a loading screen.
But instead, this game has loading sequences randomly. You'll just be walking and then you just
Yeah, you stop for a second, but that's a lot of. I think like even the Tony Hawk open world had that. They had some loading issues just because the open world concepts are really hard to keep going.
wasn't too bad.
Create and customize spells with a unique system based around the schools of magic. That's true too, actually. So that the magic in there is very interesting. It has. You can only equip 3 spells, and there's about 58 spells, I think. There's a
That's a
lot
lot.
of spells, and
That's a
they're
lot.
powerful. At level 1, you learn how to fucking revive things. You can
I didn't
revive
even
things
use
you've
that one.
killed. Yeah, it's insane. So in the game, a lot of quests are unfinishable because they didn't write the game well. So one of the quests you have to do is in this town where you have to go into the dungeon, but as soon as you go into the dungeon, the town's destroyed. And then you have to go out and you can't finish the quest because the town's destroyed and the guy in the town is dead.
Oh, okay.
The only way to finish the quest is to revive him.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I revived the entire town.
Okay.
So, all right. So moving on. Stackable weapon system. Yeah, so this one's weird. So you can actually take the same weapon and combine it with a weapon you already have. They have to be the same name.
This is one of the things that I say is honestly one of the coolest features of
Yeah,
this game.
it's really cool. It makes the weapon system like constantly upgrading.
It
So if you
doesn't
really like a
describe it-
sword, you keep the sword.
Yeah, the menu system doesn't describe at all. It's a really Diablo 2 kind of menu system.
Yeah.
It very got much a lot of the same flow. But yeah, if you kill 8 bandits and they all had the Black Beauty sword or whatever, then you can actually just literally combine them together and it ups the class of that weapon every time you do it.
Yeah, and then also you don't have to go to a blacksmith. You just fucking do it
Yeah,
on the
you
road.
just do it.
Because I smashed. When you smash 2 things together, it's like creating a baby. You smash 2 things together, and then a better thing comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like creating a baby. Alright, and then brew your own special potion. Now that's something I never fucking did.
I did that a lot. That's
I
actually
really
cool.
wanted
That's
to
a
do
really
it,
cool
but
feature.
every time I tried, I'm like, man, this is boring. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of things.
The potion system was really confusing because
Yeah.
you can a lot of items you get in the game are like it gives you this buff to your vitality for 8 minutes or this buff to your
Or permanent.
dexterity permanently.
Yeah.
And it'll say it'll give you 10 vitality permanently, but then you mix it with a health potion and it actually only gives you 5 vitality
Yeah.
permanently. But then you can actually drink it because you can't actually use any of the items without making them potions.
Yeah. It's very strange. And then the last thing, hyper realistic, which actually I will say that is very cool. Environments with amazing seasonal weather changes throughout the game. Now that's bullshit. There was no seasonal weather. Sometimes it rained and it looked like shit. But one of the cool things is you could go on top of a mountain and you can look out into the world and you can go where you're looking. Like
Yeah.
10 miles away. You can actually see that and you can go there while there's no load screen to get from there to there. It's just there.
The
So-
game is very big.
Yeah, and it's very beautiful. Like for that time period, it came out really well,
Yeah.
I think.
No, for that time period,
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't bad.
By the way, this game came out like 2006, I think.
The face graphics are where this
Horrible.
game are terrible.
Horrible. And the voice acting's all
And the
bad.
voice acting.
The voice
for
acting's
sure.
bad.
And
All
the
right.
dialogue in general.
Read me the intro, please. I would like to
So
hear.
I'm going to read you guys what IMDb says is the plot to the game, and then I'm going to actually read you guys the intro to this game because it is so laughably funny. I had to write it down and read it out to you guys. So IMDb says for Two Worlds, 300 years after Azrael has been banished, a brother and sister are drawn into a conflict which has flared up between the orcs and the free world.
Oh, I thought you were going to say each other. I thought you were going to be like, and then they make out.
No.
Oh, okay. So this isn't
This isn't 2020.
this isn't a cool kind of story. This
No,
is kind of
no.
a shitty story.
definitely-
Okay, I thought it was going to be cool and incesty, but oh well.
Alright, so let's get to this intro. So it starts out with and it doesn't tell you any information except for basically what I just read you, that there's this being called Azrael,
Azrael, yeah, I think that's right.
and he lived 300 years ago and he was banished, and then
He was a god.
yeah, that's basically all they tell you, and then it starts out with a guy and a girl riding on a horse. Then the girl falls off the horse.
Oh man, she's really bad at writing.
Screen
horses.
fades to black. Why did you not tell me? You will bleed to death. 'Tis just a flesh wound.
Tis
We
just
must
a flesh
find out."
wound. Your arm is off.
She just falls off the horse. He didn't even know she was bleeding. All of a sudden, she's like bleeding to death. We don't know anything
where?
about
like
the
outer anus.
Yeah, and you don't see any blood or anything.
She's
like,
wearing black, by the way, so I guess we wouldn't see it very well.
maybe.
She's very hot.
Yeah,
I
she
will
is.
say that.
She is.
They made her look kind of like who is that singer for Evanescence? Amy
Lee.
Lee. A little bit like Amy
I
Lee
can see that.
from her like prime days.
Amy Lee missed like Sonya from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he says, "You passed out. This may become infected if I don't see to it." Then she starts breathing heavily, almost in a moan-like state. "Let us go on, please."
Yeah, did she say it just like that, or
Pretty much.
are you like sexualizing this?
No,
character?
it did sound pretty sexualized.
I feel like you're sexualizing her.
I might have a little bit.
Yeah.
Then he goes, "Hush.
Hush.
They will
bitch.
not find us in such a storm as this. We must rest."
That's the best because he was just like, "That's Hush is his bitch, please."
Seriously. Then he pulls out his sword and walks away. Lightning strikes, and then it shows his sister, and then it shows a man with no face. "So you thought you could escape me?" Lightning flashes again, and then it shows the guy, shows the first guy that you are, leaving a nearby building. All of a sudden, his sister's gone. "Kira! Kira!"
Where have you gone, Kira? I have looked 14 feet for you. You're dead.
Yep. So then it skips to 3 months later, and it shows a bunch of farmers.
No, I could have just skipped like 2 minutes and I wouldn't have fucking known the difference, honestly.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was going on in that game half the time. Like, well, am I on a mission or not?
And this is where the dialogue gets really funny for me. He walks up to this random guy in this village, and he's like, "Where is the village elder?" And the guy, "Are you that bounty hunter? Not many of you left in Thalmont, hey? Aye, you look upon a rarity while you can, for I shall be gone soon."
Why? I don't understand why there's not many bounty hunters. It never explains that in the
No.
game. Well, the great bounty hunter hunt, where they hunted the hunters.
Well, and it's funny that he like calls himself a rarity like that. That's just such a
And
weird
he's like,
way of
"Look
saying
upon
that."
me.
Yeah, look upon me.
My
I'm so
penis
rare.
glows red."
"The village elder will be here directly. They have found another body. I shall wait." That's his response to "they found another body." And
Listen, they
what's
found-
the body for?
Well, you got to understand that there's a serial killer on the loose, and he is the FBI's like mind division.
well,
He's
we
like,
didn't
we got to
know
make a psychological profile on this fucking serial killer. This has turned into a really dark game really fast.
So then the screen cuts to white, and now that guy is sitting on a bench reading a note, and he says he's reading the note like in his head. His mouth's not even moving.
My dear Gwendolyn, how I long for your bosom.
That's definitely not what he says.
Oh, okay, that's where my mind went.
So the note says, "Your sister is alive. Be in Thalmont during the second week of harvest. Wait for us there. We will find you. Be patient, and no one will be harmed." And this note, full front to back writing over the entire thing to say those 3 sentences.
Yeah, you know, for dramatic effect, you're gonna make big words.
And then he's like, "'Tis harvest season soon." And he's in Thalmont.
Oh, by the way, there is no calendar.
yeah.
There's no, I don't know. He's like, "'Tis harvest season soon." I looked at the grass on the ground, and it's
Well, I think
"'tis
that's why
harvest
they
season."
showed the farmers and it cut to 2 months later.
Maybe
Because they were harvesting the land.
yeah. There's no time system though. There's day and night, and that's it. There's no calendars.
Well, and it's kind of funny too because he's like, you're one of the bounty hunters that there's not much left of you in Thalmont, but it says the note that he's in Thalmont and that he needs to go to Thalmont during harvest season, and he's in a town during harvest season, so I think that is Thalmont that he goes to.
No. Thalmont. Sorry, Thalmont is the entire country.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
a
guess I
really-
didn't realize that.
It's a strange like fucking like Thalmont is. I don't know if there's multiple continents because in the second game I did play the second game. In the second game you like teleport to like all these different islands and continents and stuff. So Thalmont, let's say it's a continent, I guess.
So we actually get into 2 different worlds in the second one.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's no 2 worlds in this game either. By the
Yeah.
way, I don't know why it's called 2 worlds.
Yeah. Oh, because if it's hard to like really catch this as you're going through the story. It is really hard to catch. So the whole point in the game is the god Asriel, right?
Yeah.
He was killed by the other gods because he wanted to invade the mortal realm.
Oh, okay.
And later in the game, it gets really sci-fi because he's like, the god Adriel wanted to unite the two worlds because he lives on a different plane of existence. And to get to that plane, you must build spaceships. Because they wanted to go to outer space. That's revealed later in the game, which is strange. Like, they really went sci-fi in this medieval fucking shit.
Yeah.
Very strange. But
strange.
Azrael died by the god's hands because he wanted to become king of the mortals, which I don't understand why.
Huh.
He's already a god.
Okay.
He's already doing shit that's cooler than what we do.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but he came down. He's like, I won't be king, motherfuckers. And then somebody killed him. And then they're like, but your family holds the key, and you must resurrect him. I'm like, why is there a fucking key? He's dead. What do you mean we hold the key?
Yeah.
You locked away his energy essence. Oh, okay.
So what we end up finding out shortly after this whole intro is that this guy with no face, there's two of them. They don't really have no face. They're wearing these giant robe things.
Yeah,
and
you never
black,
see
and
a
you never
face.
see any face.
They're just-
They're the only characters you don't see a face with. And one of them comes up to you. He's like, "Don't attack me. I'm just the messenger. I'm here to help you."
I'm a little bitch. Don't attack me, please.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like, my master has your sister, and you must do what he says, or your sister's going to die.
And I was like, kill her. Fuck her. I don't care.
I mean, you get that option at the end of the game.
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
say
yeah.
fuck her.
But,
I don't know why.
but I'm just like, okay. I'm just going to go and be a farmer. That's the best this town has to offer, so fuck this place.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's really a poor plot point. You get to save your sister by doing stupid shit.
Yeah. So game length on this, I'd say probably if you just stick to the main quest, you could probably finish it in like 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah, I would say 12 hours. You could do this. So the first area, so this continent's split into two areas. The first area takes the longest out of all of it. Because the first area has the most quests in it, has the most locations in it. The second area is just bigger. Like it's a larger open mass of an area. They also fit like an Arctic realm, a desert, a forest, a barren volcano, all in like one continent that you can traverse in about 20 minutes. You know, they fit a lot of different places in there. And all of that in the southern part of the continent is completely like, there's like 10 quests.
Yeah, I was going to say
There's not as many as in the first part. Because in the first part, I got up to level 48 before I left the first part.
Well,
I did one of the main quest missions and I was level 48.
You can actually end up you can beat the game with only killing one person. You can beat the game doing there's a cheap way to beat the game in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's really, really funny.
I'm
If
gonna
you
do
haven't
it.
seen the
I'm
video,
gonna go home. He just told me about that. I'm
you
gonna
should
go
watch
home
it.
and I'm gonna go do it because it's hilarious.
I will post it on our Instagram as well, that video of the
Yeah.
2-minute run through, just because it's so funny.
So the 2-minute run through, by the way, Gandahar, the guy you meet in that little shit town, he is the final boss. He's like, my master. And he's like, oh, just kidding. I'm the master.
Yep.
So you can just attack him. You'll die. By the way, when you die, you don't really die in this game. You get respawned at like a respawn point, but you
Yes.
don't die.
Yes.
You never can die. And there's no like bad side to dying.
So yeah, if you run right to Gandahar right at the beginning and shoot him with an arrow and run to that village that he's in a house right next to, he'll chase after you into the village, kill you, and you'll spawn in a spawn point right behind the village. He'll then come after you, and then all the villagers will actually kill him, and you can just watch the villagers kill him, and it's funny just watching him just. And it goes right to the end cutscene at the end of the game.
It's amazing. I don't know if they did that on purpose or if that's just like
I don't know.
because the open world concept of the game is you can attack anyone.
Yeah.
Any single character in the game you can attack that you meet.
Which I did like that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could literally just kill everyone and everything.
You
in this
literally
game.
go into one of the big cities and just fucking go nuts.
Which I'm not saying that I didn't do.
Yeah, yeah. But then the best part is you do that and then you revive them all and it's like you didn't do anything.
It's true.
So it's one of my favorite things about the game is how just stupid it was. It's just You can get revived fairly early in the game, and it's all random. So it's all the weapons are random. There's no for sure thing you get. You don't get items from quests. You loot everything you see.
Yeah.
The weight system is stupid because I could
is.
hold 500 pounds of shit, but it caps at like 280 because it's not just how much you can hold, it's how much space can be held.
Yeah.
So in the space department, I had too many big things, so they wouldn't let me hold anything else. It was
Yeah.
really fucking stupid. Horrible system of fucking packaging.
Yeah.
And the quests were very weird. A lot of them you couldn't even do.
Yeah.
So like this one quest, you had to find a guy who killed this guy's son, right? To find him, you have to go to an unmarked location. So it's not like a town.
Oh, jeez.
So you have marked locations that you
Yeah.
can like see on the map and everything, and sometimes it'll show the quest blip on where you need to go. For this one, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You just find him by traveling. And if I didn't look it up, I wouldn't have known where to go. So you have to go to this little cavern, and he's like, "Yes, I killed his son, and now I want treasure." And then you're like, "Okay, I guess I'll go get this treasure for you." And you're like, "What? Why am I agreeing to get treasure for this guy when he just admitted to being a murderer?" So then you grab the treasure for him, and you tell his dad, like, "Oh yeah, that motherfucker's dead." And he goes and tries to kill the leader of this other place who hired this guy, and then you can go kill this guy.
Interesting.
And that's the end. That's a big quest. But it's so strange. You can't find him unless you look it up. Or you
Okay.
comb through the whole map, and that map is big.
Yeah.
It would take a while to comb through it.
Yeah.
I didn't do all the dungeons or anything. It's not worth it.
Oh, I didn't
There's
do
no for sure items, so anything you get in dungeons is just random drop, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely like Diablo style drops for everything that the enemies have.
Yeah.
The more you progress, the higher stuff that the enemies have.
Yeah. Then the no level limit's pretty cool. I don't know if you did this, but I ended up beating the game on my regular whatever account. And then I went to level like 6,000
Oh, okay.
because I wanted to see, and there was literally no difference.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, the enemies scale with you, kind
Yeah.
of, because there are
Ish.
enemies that are higher level, but your damage doesn't scale from cheating.
Yeah.
So you do the same damage to them. It's really strange.
Yeah, because the level system doesn't matter as much as the skill points and the
Yeah.
parameters or whatever.
Yeah, and you can add skill points with the cheats. That's one of the fun things about this game is you can go through it normally, or you can cheat the fuck out of it.
Which
and
I
so
will
much
say,
more fun.
I tried so hard struggling through this game at first, which the amount of animals in this game is
Oh,
honestly the thing that annoys me the
You're
most.
in a forest, Steven.
Well, it's just ridiculous. There was
No.
like one point I was maybe like level like 5 or 6 or something, and I was walking down this path to get to another one of the nodes to talk to Kira because that was one of my main quests.
Yeah.
And so I was walking towards that, and I saw a couple wolves. So I shot the wolves, and then
Oh, you use bow and arrow?
I did a lot of the time.
Yeah, I
because
never used
the
it.
sword. I didn't like the sword at first. And I liked using. I realized there was a tactic at the beginning of this game that I kind of exploited a lot. You can cheese every character in this game.
Yeah.
You start fighting them, like shooting with a bow and stuff, and then run away. They will get to a point where their code does not let them go any further.
Yep.
So you can just sit there, and they'll be at a wall, and they're just like, "Oh, I want to kill you. Someone's holding me back," and you can just keep pelting with arrows, which
Yep.
means you can kill any people at any level in the game
Yep.
because as long as you don't mind taking the time to do 10 damage at a time to somebody who has 100,000 health or whatever.
Yeah, as long as you don't mind taking about an hour and a half killing like a dragon.
I definitely took a long time killing some of the people. Just
Oh no, I
randomly.
never did. I was just I played the game many times before, so I knew exactly how to kill everything. Like, my playthrough was much easier than yours was, I imagine.
But so I was fighting those 3 wolves, and then another 3 came, and then I started running away from those to do my little cheap way of killing them, and then 3 more came, and then 2 boars came, and then a bear came, and then 3 wyverns came, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy crap, how am I supposed to fight this? And I just died so many times.
Oh no, I never died from those. Those
So-
are so easy to kill.
I got to a point where I was just like, I'm not having fun with this game. I think this game sucks. I don't like this at all. So I put in some cheats, and then this game did something I didn't expect. I started really enjoying this game.
Yeah, they got a lot more fun.
It's so much more fun with
Yeah,
cheats.
well, I don't know if it's just the cheat. So getting the sword is pretty cool because that
yeah,
sword.
that bonus sword.
So it's not.
Which that's not even a
stackable.
cheat. The bonus weapons and stuff that you put in the game don't count as cheats, so you can still get achievements with those.
Yeah, well, They are cheats because you can't get those weapons.
Yes.
So you can get them, but you can't. So that sword is actually special. I don't know if you noticed on it. It does fire damage and cold damage,
Yeah.
which the other sword that's the same sword later on in the game that you can get only does fire damage.
Oh, okay.
So the cold damage stacking is what makes that sword kind of good. But I guess their power never goes up, so they look shitty. So like that sword coming through has like a power base of 200, right? Like 200 to
200 or
400.
300.
Yeah, it's not great power. If I was at level 60 something and my base power was between 900 and 2000.
Oh, okay.
So that's the swords I was picking up. So I'm like, well, this sword looks like shit. And then when you hit with it, you're like, holy shit, it does way more damage.
Interesting.
So you don't pay with the cheat weapons and the cheat armor. Don't pay attention to the fucking stats because they're not accurate to how much damage or damage they take.
Yeah, the definitely like the bonus codes. There's 4 bonus codes for a bow, a sword, an armor, and
Something else. A
can't
helmet,
remember.
maybe?
Maybe a helmet.
Whatever it is.
And then
pants. Who knows?
I did all of them, but the bow one never worked for me. I could never get the bow one
Yeah,
to work.
I had a lot of trouble with the sword one. I could not get it. Like the 5th time I tried it, it did it. Never did it again because you can't stack it. And then I did the armor one and did it first try.
Yeah, the armor I did first try. The sword it did take me like 5 tries.
Yeah,
too.
so it's strange. The cheats don't always work. Just keep going at them. They won't work the first time, probably. If they do, great. If they don't, keep going.
And you have to put it in a specific way too.
Yeah, it's very stupid. The
Yeah.
cheats in this game, there's not a lot of them. The cool ones are like adding experience and leveling up. Like you
I
could
added
start
skill points parameter, or whatever that one is, and then experience
Yeah,
points.
I went through like I said, the whole game normal. I didn't cheat until after I beat the boss because I was like, you know what, I want to try that. And that sword was fucking sick. Like that, just
Yeah.
the sword I had, not even a comparison to that sword. It was not fair. And yeah, there's no real bosses in this game. I'm gonna say that everyone's like, they have kind of more HP, but it's not really that much more. Like the Dread Knights at the end of the game, you fight in this weird castle, and there's these knights that are really strong, and you can beat them in the same amount of hits it takes you to beat the big Goliath you fight at the end.
Yeah.
So it's really strange with that. It doesn't actually, like, he's not really that much stronger than just normal characters that are hanging around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another great feature I think I want to bring up in this game is this game's fast travel is actually incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot better than Banjo-Kazooie.
It's a lot.
There's not you have to find 2 pots with fucking smoke coming out. You just go, you find the teleporter, and you get some portable
not
ones.
only you get 2 portable ones
3.
or 3 portable ones, and these ones are fantastic because you can pick them up
Yeah.
and put them down wherever you want,
Yeah.
which is super beneficial.
I put
Like,
one in the house Skeldon because that was really fucking annoying. Because they don't have a teleporter there, and you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
go all the way to this big city and then walk all the way there. But then I killed them all.
I
took my teleporter out.
loved that, and there actually is a way to get your horse to the teleporter too. Did you ever figure that out?
No, I
Or
never
see
used
that?
a horse.
Oh yeah,
Horses are so useless in that game. I
the
just
horses'
walked everywhere.
hitboxes for their walls is utterly ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can look up
They're
videos and
turning
stuff
as
on
shit.
it. It is so bad.
Everything on that fucking horse is bad.
IGN did a review of this game on YouTube. I think like 3 or 4 years ago, and
Wow, it
they
took them that
played.
long to play it.
They went back. They were playing
Oh.
back through a lot of older games.
Got you.
But it was a recap. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 Worlds review recap or something like that. And they played the first like 45 minutes of the game, and there's a clip of them when they go to that horse trainer guy, and they tried like they tried doing fire spells on the horse, and the horse would like run into the wall, and it would like.
Yep.
And they're like, I wonder if it does that with all the horses, and they did with all the horses in there, and everyone did the exact same
Yep.
like fraying thing. I was like,
That's just very bad, and they die really easy.
Yeah.
You get hit once. There's one of your skills there is for fucking horse combat. I'm like, why would I ever do this?
Which was a main selling point of the game too. They like bring that up in a lot of the game like itself. It was like, we're introducing horse combat you've
That
never
was so
seen
bad.
before.
It was awful.
like Oblivion doesn't have horse combat, but we do.
I will
It's
say,
so-
in the second game, horses are fucking sweet.
I will
they are
say
really
the
sweet.
one good thing about the horses with horse combat is not even using them for combat, but using the horses to hit the enemies. Like if you run into them, it distorts their hitboxes like
Yeah.
archers and stuff. You can actually run into them before they shoot their shot off, and then they won't be able to hit you.
Yeah. All the enemies in this game are mechanic based too.
Yeah.
Like it's very interesting that like every single enemy you're right, you can beat them by just making them run into a wall. You can beat them by running a little bit, stopping shooting, running a little bit, because they take a second to actually hit you.
Yeah.
Like, and you have a dodge button, so you go up, you hit them 3 times. It takes them about 20 seconds more to hit you than it does for you to hit them, and you dodge and they miss automatically.
Yeah, like even like the wolves and stuff like that, like they'll like come up to you and they'll get right up to you like they're going to attack you.
And they'll wait.
And then they'll wait and then they'll rip up like towards you after that.
And you
but it
hit the
takes a
dodge
while.
button and you just dodge it. But once you have a lot of enemies, they're not all in sync usually, and so the dodge button doesn't work.
I will say, as far as the tutorial part of the game, I got really sad right at the beginning of the game. Because you kill those 2 gnomes in the first part of the game.
No, goblins.
Or goblins, whatever.
Yeah.
You kill
They're called
Groms?
Groms, but they're
Groms.
goblins. They're fucking goblins.
Okay, but
Fuck you,
I
Two
was
Worlds.
right by saying Goms or Groms or whatever.
Groms are bullshit.
Hell,
They're fucking goblins. They're
Yeah, they are.
little
but-
shit goblins.
So you take them out, and there's a huge section in the right corner of this place that's full of barrels. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a bunch of gold and a bunch of items from destroying those barrels, because that's what every one of these games has.
Yep.
You
Nope.
go up to it, you can't destroy any barrels or anything in this game. There's no destructible
Nope.
items in the game
Nope.
at all, and I was so
There's
sad.
a lot of loot though. I mean, they have boxes.
There is a lot of loot. There is chests everywhere, and the block pick system's really weird.
Yeah. What's funny is the Groms are the same as, so they have different things like Groms and what are they? The orcs.
Yeah, there's orcs, ghouls,
ghouls,
zombies.
They're all the fucking same but reskinned.
Pretty much.
They all have the same actions. They all hit the same. Yeah, and the Groms the Groms and the orcs are exactly, they even look the same. The only difference is the orcs do more damage.
Yeah.
They're just reskinned fucking Groms.
Yeah.
It's really obnoxious that they
And
just
then there's young Groms.
yeah. There's like regular Groms. There's like red gamma orcs and regular orcs. There's ogres. There's devils. There's
Wyverns.
wyverns were all weak.
Yeah,
Did you ever
they
fight
were.
a dragon in that game?
I didn't.
The dragons are fucking garbage.
You don't have to fight. There's a lot of things in this game you don't have to fight. You can
Nope.
you can complete all of the main quests in this game with only killing 5 people.
Yeah.
Like-
It's crazy. It's like you don't even have to do a lot of stuff.
Well-
There's a shit ton of side quests.
In the
There's
spawning
1,000
system,
side
the spawning
quests.
system, like when you die, is so rigged in your favor actually, because like there's a lot. So in the game, you have to collect a relic frame and then 5 relics.
Yeah.
One of each of the elements, or no, four
Yeah,
4 elements in the
and-
frame.
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
So you gotta get the frame and then the 4 elements, and then when you go to get those 4 elements, like some of them are just like inside of the castle, like in this back corner or something.
Yeah.
You just
can
gotta go
run
to
right
it.
through.
But you can run through it and just dodge all the enemies, and because of how slow they are and how long it takes them to attack, you can walk through the entire building,
Yep.
grab the stone, like the earth stone or wind stone or whatever, and then just let one of them hit you once. They kill you,
And you're back
you
at the
spawn
beginning.
at the beginning of the
Yep.
castle, and you don't even have to go back through all that. Like
Nope.
it's so
There's no drop system. If you die, you don't drop anything.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
there's no
The
bad thing that
wind-
happens at all when you die.
The
Nothing.
windstone was the best because there's not.
It's just out in the open.
It's out in the open.
Just out in the open.
You just grab it. You
Yeah.
grab it, and there's no enemies nearby to fight.
Nope.
I thought because it's in a dragon's nest.
It's
It's
just
like there's a bunch of dragon's eggs, and I'm like, oh sweet, I'm gonna fight so many fucking dragons.
I'm gonna grab this stone and a dragon's gonna
Yeah,
appear.
but none. But you can go. There's the desert's right next to that, so you go to the desert, and there's sand dragons. It's really dragons are dumb in that game too because they're not like living creatures.
Oh, okay.
They're like magic. Because the sand dragon's literally a loose collection of sand rocks
Interesting.
in dragon form. And then you go to the magma place, and it's a loose collection of magma rocks in dragon form. And that's all you get. You get a magma dragon and a sand dragon.
So
And a white dragon. There is a white dragon, which you only fight one.
So it's like the dragon from Onward, that it's just a collaboration.
Yeah,
of these,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
random
exactly.
concrete blocks in
Yeah.
the shape of a dragon.
You don't actually get to fight like the white dragon is a real dragon. That's the only one you get to fight,
okay.
but there's only one of them. And once you beat it, you get like 5 skill points for beating it.
Okay.
So it's like a side quest that you do. I mean, it wasn't that fun though.
Yeah.
Like beating the dragons was really easy. The first dragon I came across, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking die like 1,000 times. Nope. They have the same thing. They wait 2 seconds, then they attack you. You dodge. You go back up to them. They use their fire breath, but if you're right up against them, it always misses.
Oh, jeez.
It's a
one of
poor
those cones
design.
that's like behind you and
Yep.
it shoots out. It's got a little bit of distance.
It makes no sense what they do with this game. They did a really poor job of making the enemies like challengeable.
Yeah.
I will say if you fight them head on and there's a lot of them, you're gonna die because they
Yeah.
do way more damage than you, which is stupid. Your defense makes no sense. It goes down over time. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't know.
So with each level, it'll show like your attack and defense, and both actually decrease as you level up.
Weird.
Yeah, it may, and then they increase when you increase a certain skill that associates with them.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
increase your dexterity, your defense goes back up.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like matching saying for this level, your defense is low, it should be higher.
Oh,
But then
okay.
why is it fucking lowering it?
I don't know.
It's so strange. Their level system made no sense.
A lot of things in this game didn't make a lot of sense, and it really didn't seem like it was fully like made like in some aspects of it. Like there's just so much of it that just like doesn't seem like this is again another game that gives you no direction
Yeah.
whatsoever on how
A lot of the
anything
quests
works.
don't even have blips on them. You just have to figure it out.
Yeah. And just it's so ridiculous.
It is really ridiculous. They do a lot of cool stuff in it. Like, again, I like the combat system. The spell system was interesting because you get spells and then you get like cards to increase the spells. And just like the weapons, you can stack those cards.
Yes.
So
which
if you
was
get a
awesome.
damage boost, if you have 10 damage boosts, you can stack them 10 times. And that's pretty fucking sweet. But I never use the spells.
I actually started using the spells a lot.
Yeah.
I used the fire wall so
Yeah, I used
much.
to use that in one of my playthroughs. But
'Cause- oh my
revive and
God.
heal were the only ones that were useful for me.
Because the firewall is so amazing if you're using a bow. Because you use the bow, you shoot them, they start running towards you, you lay down a firewall, the firewall actually stops them in their place. They're just sitting there on the wall, just getting burnt by the wall. You
Yeah.
can keep shooting arrows. As soon as they start moving again, throw up another firewall. Then you just keep doing that until they die.
I think they got their skills kind of shitty too.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you noticed like a passive skill versus an active skill.
And it was weird that a lot of the skills were like locked.
Yeah, so you had to learn them from like trainers and shit.
Yeah.
But so they all said basically passive skill, even if you have to activate them. So one of them
yeah.
was like berserk mode. It said passive, but you definitely had to press a button to go into berserk mode.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
never actually looked at that.
Yeah, I didn't use any of the skills because they're all worthless.
Yeah.
Because combat in that game is just so easy, you don't have to use the skills. They did a really good job making
I
it
skilled
easy.
up all of the archery stuff and getting more crits and stuff because you do
Yeah, yeah.
500% more damage on a
yeah,
crit.
yeah.
500% more damage on
I
a
really
crit.
wanted to do the knives, the daggers, like
Oh, okay.
because I got my sneak all the way up, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I could never equip a dagger.
It's a... I don't...
It's
see,
a
I
side
know how to
thing.
equip it in your character, but I never knew how to use it.
Yeah, yeah, it
in
doesn't.
the game.
It doesn't explain it, does it?
No.
Yeah.
Because, like, even... It took me forever. So, in that first tutorial area, there's a torch that you find, and you can pick it up. And you pick it up and you put it in your offhand. But I did not know how to... Like, I know how to pull out... Like, it tells you... At the beginning of the game, the tutorial tells you how to open a door, how to take out your weapon, and how to attack with your weapon.
And not well. It does not explain it well.
And it literally just says, press A to open door, press X to pull out sword, press right trigger to attack
It'd
with
be
sword.
hilarious if it said press A to open door, press A to attack, press A to jump, press A to do everything.
That's literally what the tutorial tells you. It doesn't tell you anything else in the
Nope.
game. Everything else in the game you have to figure out.
Yeah.
Which is also
All the
one of
potion
things
brewing,
that
there's no
I'm-
explanation for
no,
potion
there
brewing?
isn't. And it's hard to even find because there's not a lot of like videos and stuff on
Yeah,
Two World.
because it's a very
long time.
very like niche game. Only a few people really liked it, and
You
I'm
can find
one of those
speedruns
people.
of it. That's about the only
Yeah,
thing you can find.
because
of
people
it.
can beat it in a minute.
Yeah,
Fuck
well,
those people.
There's also the speedrun, the world record. They have world records for defeating all the main quests, and that world record's around 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 43
Yeah, I
seconds.
don't doubt it. That it's such an easy game to get through because again, the enemies mostly scale to you, but eventually, like Andahar is not a hard enemy to kill.
No.
like you can just hit him with your sword, dodge. Hit him with your sword, dodge. It would take an hour probably to kill him if you're level 1, but you could totally do it.
They actually, well, so the Gandahar cheat, or the not cheat, but the way to beat him for the 2-minute one I already described to you guys. The 1 hour one, the guy actually, everyone who does it, they beat the game at level 9. So they do all the main quests. So they kind of cheat breaking the map to get the relic frame because it's behind that locked gate. There's a way to get around that locked gate.
Yeah.
And then they just use a teleporter to get out of the locked gate.
I've seen that.
And then, I mean, obviously just grabbing the 4 relic stones we talked about earlier, you can just go and grab it, die, and then spawn back at the beginning of it. So that's easy. Then he does 2 quests. He does one quest where one guy tells him to go find this one thing and it'll give him like 6,000
Well, obviously
gold.
they do the teleporter quest too then.
Yeah.
And so
he did the teleporter quest, did the quest where one guy tells him to go kill someone or go do this for 6,000 gold, and then he goes to another person and tells him to do this, basically the same quest for 3,000 gold. So he gets 9,000 gold. Goes back to all the towns like 3 or 4 times, buys as many fire bombs, poison bombs, and ice bombs as he can.
I never even used the bombs.
The bombs are insane.
Are they? I've never used them.
Like, the bombs, you can buy a bomb and it's like 180 gold for like a fire bomb, and it does, I think, 5,000 fire damage.
Damn.
And like the ice bombs, I think, do like 6,000 damage, and the poison bombs do, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 damage. And then there's holding traps. So all these are less than 200 gold. So he buys as many of them as he can, and like when he goes to fight Wrist, when he turns into that giant demon thing, he just puts hold traps down, and it holds him there for 10 seconds, and he puts a bunch of bombs down, and then he puts another hold trap, then puts a bunch of bombs down, and then another hold trap, then puts a bunch of bombs down, and the poison bombs just end up ticking his health. It takes a ton of damage from the fire and ice bombs.
Yeah.
And then poison damage kills him.
Yeah.
And then he does the same thing with Gandahor at the end. He just puts a bunch of bombs down, then attacks them, and he runs, hits all the bombs, blows up, and he wins the game.
Yep. So when you're going through the game, there's a lot of glitches. There's a
so
lot.
many.
You get stuck in walls, you get stuck in the ground, your horse gets stuck on a hill somehow. You can't turn around
You
sometimes.
can't even walk on the path you're walking on, because then all of a sudden you'll just start veering to the left.
Yeah, so one of the main quests, after you get all the shit you need to get, the relic frame and the 4 stones, you go to this town. In the middle, it's like in the center, basically. It's got a giant magma forge. By the way, you can jump into that, and I did, and it's hilarious.
Okay, I
You
didn't
just
actually
die,
do
but
that.
it's funny. I thought you couldn't jump in it. I'm like, I'm gonna try it. I mean, there's no risk.
Yeah.
And you can jump into it. So there you go. So
right.
you jump into that. Oh, and the game freezes a lot.
Yeah, it
It
does.
honestly, I had to save like every maybe hour or so because
Yeah.
anything that I did, I lose if I don't.
Yeah.
So it freezes quite a bit more on the Xbox 360 version than on the computer.
Yeah.
But still freezes a large amount.
Yeah.
So you go to the city where the forge is, and your plan is, I'm gonna throw this thing in the fucking forge after I get my sister. I'm like, wow, that's a really bad plan.
Yeah.
That's a terrible plan. And then, what I assume would have been a cutscene.
Oh, yeah.
There is nothing.
There's no cutscenes either. There's 2 endings to this game. No cutscenes, no matter what.
Yeah, so it's really strange. So in the cutscene that you figure is there, you figure out that the guy you meet in the first part is Gandahar, right? Is the leader.
Yeah.
Like, and Reist is his right-hand man or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you have those 2 guys, and somehow they get the thing, but there's no cutscene. You have no, like, literally you say, I'm ready for the forge, and then it goes to this other guy saying, you fool, you gave it to them. I had no idea Gandahar was the leader. It's like, what? Wait, what? What happened?
Yeah, seriously.
Can I
though.
go back in time? Can I get some clarification on this shit?
Yeah, so you get to the end of the game. You get all the relics. You get the relic frame.
Well, that's mid-game.
or yeah.
Yeah, you can do
Whatever.
more stuff. I mean, it's the end game
But
if you just really want to get it done.
When you go to the end of the game, when you go up to Rice and you think he's the main bad guy, and he's like, "Do you want to join us and raise this and say fuck your sister?"
Oh no, at
she's
that point
dead?"
you know that he's not the main bad guy.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
yeah. You thought up to the point of the city that he was the main bad guy, then it's Gandahar, but it never really explains what happens in the city. It just, there's no cutscene.
Yeah.
It just skips that entire thing, and then a good guy, a paladin guy, is like telling you what happened. I'm like, that's lazy writing.
Which, if you don't, like, if you do the bad ending or whatever and say, yeah, like, I don't care if my sister dies, you have to fight 5 paladins instead of fighting
They're
Gandahar.
so
yeah.
easy. All of them were easy. I fucking just dominated. And then when I did the cheat sword, I was like, I'm really dominated now.
And Gandahar or whatever his
He's
name is,
garbage.
He doesn't even have the most health in the game. The most health in the game is the Keykeeper dude. or Rice.
Keeper.
There's a guy for a quest who has a key that you have to kill in this like giant tower. I don't remember what his name is. Or
Oh,
whatever.
are you talking about the 4 focal towers?
Maybe.
So there's 5. Sorry, 5 focal towers. Like you have to go after you do that whole no cutscene bullshit part. You go and you stop. You have to destroy 1 tower, and there's a bad guy. The same bad guy is in every fucking tower, and he's the one with that sword, the cheat sword.
Oh, okay.
But his sword is stackable, so you can stack it 5 times.
Nice.
So it's a pretty good sword. It's the best sword in the game.
Oh, okay.
But it's really like
But it's not.
you only have to go to 1 tower, but you should go to all 5 if you're not going to cheat, so you can get 5 of the sword to stack them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make it
really.
a class 5 weapon. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's really dumb though. Well, I think it's a class 6 because it starts out at 2.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's really stupid because that guy is not good either.
Just has a lot of.
He
health.
does. He took a long time to kill me.
Yeah.
I mean, I did 5 of them, so I killed all 5, and then I was like, man, this sword's sweet. And then I got the cheat sword. I'm like, wow, this sword's way better. Why did I waste my time?
I gotta say a couple other dialogue things that I thought were really funny. I wrote a couple of them down.
Everyone says I. Did you notice that?
Yes.
I, and tis the day.
And I hate that the main guy says pray all the time.
Pray this. Pray me this.
Pray this, pray that. Or,
Pray tell.
I don't know what you mean, pray. Like he calls people pray, and then he also says pray a lot. And I'm
It's like he's in the hood and he's saying, essay. You know, that's
something.
that's his essay.
It's so bad. Like it's
Everybody
just-
has their own essay. Mine is like Contalicious, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Contalicious. That's what I say at the end of every sentence.
At the beginning of the game when you're talking to Gondahir about your sister and how you can talk to your sister, and he's telling you that he's on your side.
Oh yeah, he's lying to you by the way the entire game. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I owe your sister this, and it never explains like what the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about? Are you like in love with my sister? Because I kind of want to bang her right now.
But he was like, you can go talk to your sister, and he's like, where or whatever, and he's like, nodes are places where we could freely talk no matter what the distance between us. However, this brought problems for us. People supposed that it was a sign of the taint.
The taint. So like your personal taint.
Which apparently the taint is an item that necromancers use in this game.
Yeah. So the taint is like.
Why would you name anything in your game the taint?
Yeah, it's so strange. But the taint is so. By the way, this is a Swedish company that made this fucking game.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's that's why a lot of their
Snow Peak or Soft Peak?
yeah. Whoever
Or
the,
South Peak, sorry.
Yeah, they're Swedish or Norwegian companies, so they're not very good with English, obviously.
Oh, okay.
That was very apparent in the whole game.
Yes, the dialogue is
Yeah.
very non.
Yeah.
English
So the taint was what Azrael created to rule the humans.
Oh, okay.
So that's why necromancers use it.
But his sister and him also use the taint, and they're the only
No. So the nodes are, for some reason, his family's special. Doesn't explain why.
Yeah,
They-
nothing.
They had the relic and their great grandma sold it for like 2 gold because she's like, listen, it's either feed the fucking kids or save the world. I'm gonna choose my fucking kids.
Well, and it's stupid too because this is the dumbest part. When you're talking to your sister, because there's 3 nodes in the world, you find the 3 nodes, you get to talk to your sister each time.
Yeah.
One of the times you talk to your sister, he's like, "Oh, it's so stupid. They're wanting me to go grab these relics and shit, and they don't even do nothing. Like, there's nothing." And she's like, "Our family told us that it was real. All of this is real. Why would you ever?"
Grandma
agree
sold
to
it for
do
2
this?"
gold, okay? It's fucking worthless.
He's like, "No, this is all bullshit. Nothing exists real. None of these things exist. None of these."
As
things
you're
do
fighting like
anything."
wyverns,
Using
and
magic,
devils,
doing all this.
and dragons, and you're like, listen, there's just baby tales of gods.
No, nothing.
There
none
is
of
no
this.
gods.
No.
There's just magic. I revive people. I'm the fucking god.
And they're like, she's like, "No, our parents did. They told me, but they knew you wouldn't believe it."
Wow, those are shit parents. They're like, they really,
I'm like, what?
they picked out his personality. They're like, this one's born. He's gonna be a piece of shit. Just fucking don't tell him anything.
No, and it seems like the sister would have been like is way more powerful than he is.
Yeah, and she got injured falling off a horse. I got stabbed like 1,000 times, and she's like, my greatest adversary, the horse.
It was just a flesh wound.
Dude, it is a horse flesh wound. It's her kryptonite, that fucking horse. And then at the end, if you ever get to the end of the game, which it's tough, I'm gonna be honest. The beginning of the game is so hard. Being low level in that game is so hard.
It really does. Grinding in this game is absolutely terrible.
Well,
it takes
yeah.
forever to level up. You can kill so many
yeah, you
things.
don't kill things to level up. Just do quests. So a lot of what I did was run past a lot of shit. You get like 6 quests in the first village, right? So one of the quests is you go to that like high level zone in the glaciers in winter zone, because there's like 20 zones in this fucking place. And you just run past them and grab the shit, and then you go in and you clear one quest right away. What happened to this village? Then you run past them a little bit, and there's something just lying on the ground for you to pick up, and it's just like, this is proof that your sister is dead. And you complete those quests, and you go up like 5 levels.
Yeah, I noticed that like especially like the teleporter quests and stuff. That one's a really easy one you can do right away. That was one of the first quests I did.
Some of them are really easy, and some of them are a pain in the
you
fucking
just
ass.
talk to him, you level up. You go do it, you level up. You go back to him, you level up again. He gives you 2 teleporters. I'm like, whoa! I just leveled up 3 times.
And the experience, it goes up as you do more stuff. So like if you did that later on, the experience would match whatever level you are.
Oh, okay. I did not know that about the game too.
But there are areas of the game you can go to and just die. So it's a non-linear game. You can actually go past like the comfort zone that you should be in and die from a much harder enemy to kill.
Go anywhere, do anything, beat anything at any level. Like you can do everything in this game at level 1 if you really want to.
Honestly, you could beat the whole game.
Really
you're not going to run through in an hour, I don't
No.
think. If you're not going to do anything, you're going to be dodging a lot.
Yeah, if you're actually going through all the main quest items and stuff, like you will eventually get up to like level like 6 probably.
And there's no locked area, like nothing's locked based on your level, which is interesting.
True.
You can go through the whole fucking map, and the whole map is huge. It is a big map.
I gotta say, speaking of locked, I laughed so hard the first time I tried opening a chest and it didn't open because the lockpick broke or whatever.
Yeah.
The main character you're playing is like, it's closed.
Yeah, what?
It's like,
no
really?
way.
The closed chest was closed.
Oh shit! I broke a lockpick. I broke a lockpick. I broke a lockpick.
He says it almost every time. It's closed.
Yeah, he's really.
It's
The
closed.
voice acting in this game, I'm telling you, they hired like 2 voice actors, and they
It's-
did the acting for all the people.
There
in the
actually
game.
is about 10, I think, different voice actors for this.
And
but-
there's about 6,000 people in the game you can talk to.
But everything is like so the same tone. Like
Yeah.
no matter what, like, yes, I see that.
My
Cool.
favorite is I don't know
killed
if you
my
got.
sister.
Did you get to the fishing
you raped
village?
a baby. No.
Fishing village is the best. So all the women in the game are fairly like skinny or like a little plump, and then this one fucking woman.
Oh yeah.
This one is huge. They decided in the fishing village that they were gonna make this really fat woman who's like kind of a bitch too.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, man, I wonder if they named her after someone they just fucking hated. I wonder if that's what this woman is to them. Because she's the
Maybe.
only fat woman in that entire game. All the other are pretty skinny or like a little plump, but then nothing like her.
Oh, okay.
And her boobs are giant. They're huge. And you're talking to her, she's like, my dear old husband, he was killed, and the water gods are angry. And her whole quest line is talk to this guy who's 2 minutes away. Talk to this guy who's 2 minutes away. Talk to this guy 2 minutes away. Talk to this guy 2 minutes away. Back to this guy 2 minutes away. That's the whole quest line. You don't do anything, but you talk to the like 5 different people who all say like, yeah, he's dead. Yup, definitely dead. Yeah, I might have killed him. He's so dead. And that's
Alright.
the whole fucking quest. And I'm just like, why was this put in this game? This horrible writing.
Yep.
She was like the worst part of the game for me because I'm like, you are so different from everything else in this game. Why are you so different? It just makes me think that one of the programmers was like, this game is fucking trash. Let's put some funny in this game.
Pretty much. This game, I gotta say, do you have more to talk about the game? or do you
Oh
wanna
yeah,
do-
so I got a little
Okay.
bit more. So the game as a whole, you're not gonna like the combat system.
No,
I really
combat
don't.
sucks. Combat's the worst part of this game.
It's a lot of like we said before, it's you slash 3 times and you dodge because that's when they'll attack, and that's pretty much what the gold standard is.
Or you shoot an arrow, walk away, turn around, shoot an arrow, walk
Yeah,
away,
it's
turn
all-
around, shoot an arrow, walk away.
Unfortunately, there's no easy thing to fight until you get really high in level.
And then it's fun.
And then it's kind of fun, but even then it's like it's still hard to fight things. Certain things level up to you and you're like, why are you? I'm fucking level 8,007.
Why is a boar killing?
Yeah, stop. And the dragons are really like I said, lackluster in the game. The people are really lackluster. There's no one like in certain games you get these characters that are really like you like them a lot.
Like Cade 6 in Destiny.
Yeah, or what's her name from Portal?
Gladys.
Gladys. You really like Gladys because she's just funny.
And she's the villain, but you just love
Yeah.
her.
I'm a potato. That's just such a great fucking villain. Like in games like that in Halo, Master Chief is a huge deal. Like he's a character you care about.
Even Sergeant Johnson.
Yeah.
Cortana. Like, there's a bunch of characters that you fall in love with in these games.
This game has none.
None.
Not a single one. There's
You
no
won't like a single character.
Yeah,
you
there's-
might be like, I want to bang the sister. That's
Yeah.
about the most emotion you get.
but there's there's no redeeming qualities. No one's like really cool or really bad. Like everyone's just kind of like, yeah, I'm living the life.
pretty much.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Everyone's either stupid or thinks everyone's stupid.
Yeah, and they're all weak, which is weird. You are
Yeah.
fucking impossible to kill sometimes, and every other character in the game is like super weak.
Yeah.
Like when that city that I was telling you about, you go in, you get the water stone, you come out, and the whole city's destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They-
Oh, yeah, because all the orcs and
Yeah,
stuff.
the orcs are there. So they didn't kill a single orc because there's a bunch of dead human bodies, but no orc bodies. So I killed all the orcs, all of them. And I was like, oh, I'm just one person, and all of those. So it shows when you're fighting or in the game. Green means that they're lower level than you. Yellow means that they're near your level or at your level, and red means they're above your level. If you looked at the names, like their
I
names are
didn't
highlighted.
even notice that.
Yeah, so all of the people in that village are red.
Interesting.
So they're all better than you. You couldn't go through that village and just kill them right off the bat at the level you're at going in.
that village, when everyone turns into orcs or whatever after you grab that one stone?
No, they just all die.
Or yeah,
Yeah, the
whatever,
orcs just
and then
kill
the
'em.
orcs are there.
Yeah.
I saw one playthrough where the guy, the first time he went in there, there was no humans. It was just orcs, and they were all pretending to be humans and sweeping and stuff.
That's amazing.
And I was dying.
That's
laughing.
amazing.
Like seriously, just like he's like, "What the hell is this? Like, what the fuck?" And you just literally it's like six orcs with brooms, like
Yeah.
going like this.
It's so weird too, because again, you could just go through, kill all the orcs, and revive everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, and the city's back alive, and you're not a great hero to them.
No.
Yeah.
They don't even know you did it.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck this guy, get out of here.
I have to say too, talking about like health and healing and stuff like that, it doesn't tell you how to use health or mana potions.
Nope.
You
At all.
can
I
have to just randomly figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just the right bumper and left bumper.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think right bumper was health, left bumper was
Yeah, it doesn't
mana.
matter. You could
whatever
probably even
was.
change it. I think you can change the control mappings.
I think so. But
So.
I didn't figure that out for the longest time. Like, I had all these potions. Like, how do I take these potions? I kept on dying, kept on getting low health. I was like, just randomly pressing buttons. And then finally, I'm like, oh, that's how I figured
Yeah.
out how to do everything in this game. I just sat there and I just pressed every button. I was like,
Which
what
I
does
think
this
there's a
do?
certain amount of like, what do I want to say? There's a certain amount of fun in figuring out how to play a game. Not in this game. There's
No.
too much to figure out.
It's fun and like you know, you could probably figure out everything in like Banjo-Kazooie
Yeah.
or Pokemon without a tutorial. You don't
Yeah.
have to be showing any of that.
Or like the secret stuff, like that's cool. Like we play Smite, and one of the things that it doesn't really explain to you is with Odin, if you put on a shield and then does his ground pound, you do extra damage.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily something that's explained to you in a tutorial for that character or in his like stuff, but you figure it out on your own.
And I mean, you'll figure it out because you'll see other people doing it
Yeah.
all the time because that's how
Or
everyone
you'll
who
just
plays Odin
randomly
plays Odin.
try it. You know,
Or-
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
like mechanics in most MOBAs. Most MOBAs have auto attack chains.
yeah.
So like going back to say Smite, auto attack chain for someone like Loki was one attack at 100%, and then 75%, then 125%.
Yeah.
or
So
something
ideally,
like that.
you'll want to hit that last attack.
So ideally, what you would want to do is you would do an ability, basic ability, because it restarts your chain when you use an ability, basic ability, basic.
Yeah.
And so that way you're doing 100% damage with each of your hit and not having that drop off of 25% damage on your second hit.
Yeah.
Those are some weird tactics that they don't teach you in the game, but you don't need to know that to play
Yeah.
the game. It's just a thing to master the game, extra mechanics.
Now, learning a button is an important thing, I think, to learn in a game. I think that's important enough to be like, all right, hey, push this button and you can probably heal.
Well, I mean, it's just like comparing this to another RPG, comparing it to Skyrim. Skyrim's the way they teach you how to, like, anytime a new thing you have, like, you just learned to Dragon Shout. Use this button to
Yeah.
use this Dragon Shout. Every time you
we
got
can't
something new.
we can't compare this game to Skyrim. Skyrim's an amazing fucking.
Skyrim is a 15 out of 10, and this is a -5 out of
Yeah,
10.
yeah, for sure. Compared to Skyrim, this is literally a pile of shit. This
Yes.
is quite literally like a dog eating a pile of shit. That's what this game is. So,
Sitting on a baby.
yeah, but compared to Oblivion, they came out, so the reason why people compare it is they came out relatively at the same time.
Like a year between
Yeah,
each other.
yeah, so
like
it's
Oblivion came out first, I think, and then this came out.
And Oblivion had an amazing storyline. It was a really cool storyline. The gameplay was okay. I mean, I played Morrowind, and Morrowind was really fun. But in this game, you don't get the same hardcore RPG that you got in those games. So it's an easier game to like master. And that's why I think people are comparing it to Oblivion. Like, it is better than Oblivion in the case that it's not a hard RPG.
Sure.
Oblivion and Morrowind are hard RPGs. You need like individual skills depending whether you even hit someone.
Yeah.
And Skyrim, they fixed that. You just fucking hit.
Yeah.
You do more damage if you level up your shit,
Yeah.
but you just fucking hit. If you swing your
Fair.
sword, you're gonna hit. In Morrowind, you swing your sword and you're right in front of them, you could miss.
And I will say, just based on like this game is comparative to like a bad movie to me, like a good bad movie.
Yeah.
Like The Room or something like that.
Or like watching one of the old Godzillas and laughing
or
your ass off because it's so fucking funny.
watching any of those like bad movies that are so bad they're good. This is almost in that wheelhouse. If you're playing the game normally, I honestly think this game is awful. It's terrible. But you play the game with cheats and you find a love. And I mean, even when I was playing the game without cheats, I was laughing so much at the dialogue
Yeah, the
that it was so
dialogue's
entertaining
so
to me.
terrible.
Like I wanted to talk to as many people as possible just to hear how awful this dialogue was. And there's parts of me that just loved that. Like there's so much that like I couldn't stop. I got at certain points when I kept on coming back to this game. Like I wanted to play this more.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, why do I want to play this fucking stupid,
it's just-
aggravating game?
It's fun. I mean, there's something about it that just keeps you coming back. Like, that's why the people who do play it really like it, because it's just like an interesting little shit game you can put on, play it while you're watching Family Guy. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have to fucking play this and be all serious
yeah,
into
you don't
it.
have to be serious about this at all. Especially if
Yeah.
you play with cheats. You could just run around like la 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 la.
So I did, by the way, They have a big multiplayer in this. At least they said they did.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't know. It didn't exist in
up
the.
to eight. Up to 8 people.
It doesn't exist anymore. I could not find any multiplayer. Not that anyone's probably even playing the game at all. But
Probably
the
not.
multiplayer, I think they shut down the studio that takes care of the multiplayer.
Yeah, and I know the second one came out, I think, in 4 years after this one.
Yeah.
Came out in 2011. And then DLC came out for it in 2018, actually.
Yeah.
And then
I really want to play it now.
there was talks of a third game coming out, but the company is going... Like, the franchise is just dying, honestly, right now. No one's cares about it anymore.
Well, no one cared about it when it came out, so
yeah.
nobody extra cares about it anymore.
There's a few people you'll find being like, this is the best RPG ever, my favorite RPG ever,
Yeah,
but
my favorite makes sense. The best now.
No.
Mass Effect beats them out by like a landslide.
Skyrim beats
Yeah,
all of
Skyrim
them.
beats them out by a ton. I would say Mass Effect and Skyrim are similar. Their visual beauty, just playing those fucking games, oh my god, it's
Yes.
amazing. And Mass Effect 1 came out a long time ago, probably around the same time this one
Well,
came out.
the Mass Effect remake trilogy is coming out.
Oh, they're doing like a remaster?
They're doing a remaster.
I don't know
trilogy.
why, it already looks amazing.
I know, but they're
Oh,
remastering
God.
it for I think the new consoles.
The original Mass Effect came out around the same time this game came out. Looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Compared to this game, which looks okay, you can still tell there's a lot of. You can see the digital parts of this game. You can definitely tell, like, all right, the leaves aren't moving. There's no. The animals are like. They're not really like walking. They're like
The horses
almost
sometimes
skipping.
when you're watching the horses run, their legs move barely like this.
Yeah.
Just barely. They look
Yeah.
like more like they're like gliding all over the ground. They're not
Yeah.
actually running. They're not galloping. You don't see their legs actually doing giant
Yeah.
motions. It's
There's
just
not
little
as much
tiny
money in
motions.
this game as there was in Mass Effect for sure.
That's for sure.
There were probably like 10 programmers working on this game, so
And Mass Effect has a huge fan base
because it's a good game.
for a reason.
It's a fucking phenomenal game until you get to Andromeda, and then it kind of drops down. But
yeah, I mean everyone just says play the original 3.
yeah,
but
well, I mean, I liked Andromeda. I
Yeah.
like games that people don't like. I think I figured out.
I think you do.
Yeah, so Yeah, so I'm done talking about this game. This game is kind of shitty.
What would you give this as a review?
You know, I actually do enjoy this game. Like, I enjoyed going through it. Oh, sorry, there's one more thing we have to
okay.
mention. One more thing.
'Kay.
If you beat this game, it's game over.
Yep.
There's no cuts. So there's supposed to be two cutscenes at the end of the game if you do the evil ending or the good ending. And when I played it, it just stops. The game just stops. when
Whether
you
you're
beat
on
it.
Xbox or PC, when you beat the game, either ending, you just get booted back to the main menu.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing.
I
You
don't
win
know
the
why,
game,
but there's two cutscenes.
you don't
'cause I've
even
seen
you don't
them.
even get a level up or anything for beating him. There's no cutscene. There's no items you get for beating it. You don't get to continue your game. You just literally get booted to the main menu.
Yeah,
it
so-
is the dumbest.
But there
ending.
is cutscenes. They did make cutscenes.
Yeah,
so
and
I
they
don't
said
know.
they did.
I
but
don't know
no
why.
one's been able to find them. They're not in any of the games. They're not in the PC.
But you can
version.
find them on YouTube though.
I guess I haven't seen those.
So yeah, they are in
But-
this game because I did when I originally played it on my original Xbox a long time ago. I remember them getting. So if you do the good ending, you're somehow back in time. And yeah, it's really fucking stupid. So you go back to the original. So they really just reused the original opening. He comes out of the house and he's like, Kira! And she's like, I'm in the fucking house.
What the hell?
Yeah, and she comes
so
out
dumb.
and they start riding away. So it's
Wow.
yeah, it just goes back in time. And then if you do the bad ending, it's like him standing next to Gandahar on like this floating thing, platform, and her with red eyes.
Oh, because she's gonna become.
Because she's now Azrael.
Azrael, yeah.
But those are the cutscenes, but you don't fucking get them for some reason
Which
anymore.
is bullshit.
I don't
It's
understand.
bullshit.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Not at all.
Oh my god, beating the game is so frustrating because I'm like, did I do something wrong? Maybe I didn't do enough quests this time. Maybe I didn't spend enough time in the fucking game.
No matter how long you take, no matter how you beat the game, no matter if you do all the quests or none of the quests, there's no ending.
Yeah, so as I was saying, this game is really good for just fucking passing the time by. It's not a really like pay attention to what people are saying game. You're not getting anything from listening to the dialogue out of it, but you're getting a lot from just playing around with it, having the cool weapon system. There are a shit ton of weapons in this game. There's
Yeah,
like
there is.
hundreds of weapons.
Yeah.
So it's cool, like mixing and matching, trying new things. You can be an archer, a thief, a warrior, and a mage all at the same fucking time.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty sweet in that regard. So I would give it a pleasant review. I would say it's better than Banjo. I would give it a better than Banjo
No.
rating. Worse than Halo, and worse than Pokemon Red, but better than Banjo.
So for me, I say this is a so bad it can be good game, but it's only great when you cheat. And for me, I would say like I wouldn't go out and buy this. I wouldn't go try to find it.
Oh, you should go out and buy this. It's like 99 cents.
I mean, you probably can
Yeah,
get it
yeah,
really cheap.
you can get it really cheap.
So I mean, if you can get it really cheap, under like maybe under $10, and or you can borrow it from a friend who might still own it or something. I think it's fun to go through the playthrough just to laugh at it. I mean, make a drinking game out of it.
Yeah.
Like drink every time someone says pray or prithee
Yeah, Prithee or Tiz.
or tis.
They really went into like that medieval direction. They were really like, what did they say in medieval Europe?
They said pray. We gotta say pray all the time. Or mayhap.
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 Mayhap you
on
have
this.
mayhap you
Mayhap
have
on
a
this.
bosom.
Mayhap you have a bosom.
I'm kind of annoyed that there was no whorehouse in the game. I feel like in that time period there would have been a ton of whorehouses. Not a single city had a fucking whorehouse.
Probably true.
Also, you never get to meet the king. They talk about the king a lot. And you go to the city where he lives, and you can kill everyone in the city, but you never meet a king.
And for a game all about Azrael and awakening Azrael, you never see Azrael.
And you never really learn
Or know
much
anything
it.
about him.
You know he's a god who got killed by another god and now is dead. And
Yep,
your family
that's-
holds a relic.
All you know.
Yeah.
You,
and then
you
it
hold
goes
the
sci-fi.
relic to release him.
Yeah.
That's all that you know.
It's really silly, but I don't know. You would give it like a buyable if it's under $10.
If it's under $10.
It's under $10. Everywhere it's under. I bought this for 99 cents.
Well,
at
I know there's
GameStop.
probably going to be maybe some stores somewhere like a Game Factor that's selling it
No,
for like
GameStop.
30.
GameStop has the old 360 games they're
Oh,
just
they
getting
do still
fucking
have
rid
a
of.
lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them they are just like having cheap as shit. You can get like 5 for 10 and stuff like that in
Yeah.
some of their bins. So if you can get it for a 5 for 10 deal,
Yeah, go 5 for 10.
get it for you and 4 of your friends,
Yeah.
and then all sit around and drink and laugh about how dumb
You can
this
play
game is.
online. You can update players. You can do like solo weird campaign missions. I don't know anything about the online. I have never played it online because it's
It
not
does
worth
say
it.
it does have a 8-player co-op.
Well, and it says it has a campaign 8-player co-op. I thought
Yeah.
it was like a battle royale, but it has
No,
a
it has
PvP.
a full campaign.
yeah, so you could totally do it. Maybe we can play it together. Maybe we can cross-platform it.
God. I doubt there's cross-platform.
No, I doubt it.
I really doubt that.
Maybe I'll email the company and be like, cross-platform this shit, bitches.
And they'd be like, this game died 10 years ago.
We didn't even make
No
the money
chance."
back to make it, and it only cost $20.
This is costing me $100 to write you an email about it.
Yeah, a fucking horrible, horrible company. Although I will say, if you get the chance, play the first one. The second one you can play standalone. It's not a continuation.
I kind of figured it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it's not
There's
like a
way
sequel.
To continue it.
Yeah, it's just a standalone game, and the second one is far better. Like, you actually do horse races and stuff. It's pretty fucking
Okay.
sweet. Yeah, they did a really good job in the second one. Although in the second one, I will say there was a glitch where I had to restart the whole game.
Jeez.
I was 14 hours into the game.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I would track it after
Yeah,
that point.
14 hours, and I had been using the same save, which after that I did not use the same save anymore. I had
Yeah.
4 saves. One of the things that happens is you have to go into a room that has a guy in there that has a quest. After you do another quest, the door never opened. I couldn't get in the room.
Oh wow.
And then I glitched myself in the room because I saw
And then
online
you
you could
couldn't
do
get
that. No, there's no guy in the fucking room if you glitch yourself in. So then I spent 2 hours just trying to do this so I wouldn't have to restart the
Wow.
whole game. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just restarting. And then I got up to the end and I got so pissed off that the game was like fucking me around that I just didn't play the ending. I don't even remember
fair.
how the whole
That's
game went,
fair.
but I remember really liking it. So I might go back and I might try it again.
So next week.
Next week, we are doing Whoa, Here She Comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Whoa,
Man-eater.
here she comes. You didn't let me finish. She's a man-eater. We're going to do Man-Eater. I've never played. He's played, but I've
This
fucking
game
not.
is a shark RPG.
Or like, you're the shark and you're like...
you are the
Oh,
shark.
that's sweet.
It is voiced. The narration of this entire game is done by Chris Parnell.
Oh, nice.
Which, if you
I
don't
love
know who Chris Parnell is,
He is
he's
so
Cyril
funny.
Figgis in Archer.
And he's also Jerry in Rick and
yeah,
Morty.
Jerry and Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
This game, I fucking love this game. It is so much fun. Like, you start out, your mom was killed by the shark hunter, and he cuts the mom open, and you were a baby shark that pops out of the stomach when he cuts her open.
And then you sing the Baby
And-
Shark song?
No, fuck that song. I'll wait to describe it to you guys. for the
It's
next
gonna
one, but
be a lot of
it's
fun.
so
It
much
sounds
fun.
like I'll give it a shot. It sounds like it only takes like 10 hours to complete. So
I 100% into the game, getting all the collectibles, all the achievements, and everything in under 10 hours.
yeah, okay. So then it should be an easy game for me to go through.
Yes, it's really easy to go through,
Sweet.
and it's so much fun to get everything. Like, it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for that one.
For sure. And we want to thank you guys again for listening to us. Really, it's really appreciative.
Yes.
Leave comments. Give us game challenges. Give us anything. Like, we want to hear from you guys. We love doing this. We love playing these games. You know, Two Worlds might have been a shit game to play, but it was a lot of fun. We
did.
go into places we never thought we'd go into. So,
We did have our first game suggestions from my wife.
oh, did she?
She posted on our YouTube video.
Yeah, no, just no.
So I want to say thank you for the one person who has sent
Yeah,
us
thanks,
requests.
Jen. You could leave your fucking comments to yourself, Jen.
But yes, anybody else, please throw us comments. We want to get through
Yeah.
as many comments as you guys want. You guys pick the games. You'll probably want to listen to it a lot
Yeah.
more, and we just need someone decisive to pick for us.
Yeah, because every week I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna do this week?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, we have way too many games to choose from.
Yeah.
I have over 300.
I will one day get him to play ET. Do not worry.
No.
That is coming.
No.
One day. We are going to both go through and suffer together.
Once we get 1,000 subscribers, I'll play ET.
Okay, 1,000 subscribers, we play ET. And again, rate and review, guys. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. Give us anything you can. YouTube. I mean, all that really helps us grow as a podcast, and you know, it's going to help us sound better. It's going to help us get better. Every week, we're getting more comfortable with this, so we're really looking forward to doing this for a little while, and we need you guys to help us out with it.
And you can find us on Instagram now. I did make us an Instagram.
Oh,
and
okay.
I will be posting things each week for the games. So, like, I'm going to be posting I'm going to be posting the 2-minute gameplay view on Instagram. I'll probably post a couple of the funny dialogue images that I take and stuff like that. I took a couple of videos and
You
stuff.
could post
so-
me screaming at the TV when I'm playing banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like literally screaming at the TV.
I can just come over and make you play it again and
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
you scream.
Oh, I'll just play the last level. I'm pretty sure I have the save still. Why not?
All right. Well, thank you guys so much again.
Yes, this is Soul of a Gamer
Soul of Gamers.
signing out.
We love you.
We love you. We love you. Is that what you best you got for me?